I'm Maria Campbell from Cooks Who Care, and you're watching Beyond the Table. Be sure to check out our other episodes we have on YouTube and like, comment, share, and subscribe.
We have to be real, but we also have to be honest with ourselves. Is there something we could do to change that? Cooks Who Care believes the answer is yes. We can come up with something. Now, we can throw stones and we can come up with, blame. It's this fault, this fault, this fault. But what we're really trying to get to the bottom of, and it won't be solved today, but we're gonna start. We're gonna start stepping in a new direction that hopefully bridges this new side to old side, meaning that the past of what our industry was is not what's happening now, and we need to try to come up with some ideas, and so that starts with you, and I hope we'll get a lot out of this, and I know we will.
No. Basically, it has been more along the lines of a lot of self-knowledge. I have to teach myself. I have to learn. I have to read everything. I have to. That's why I'm here. So I can do better. And so if I talk to my fellow peers, that's the main support I get.
And the most success that I did find was treating people like human beings, getting to know them, getting to know what their likes and dislikes were, whether it be just, hey, let's go get hamburgers after work because that would make everyone happy, right? Things like that make your employees think of you as a person, as we're all trying to humanize everyone else and figure out how to get somebody to work well for you and to be happy doing their job while they're doing it. I believe those are the best cooks, those are the best pastry cooks. Happy people, happy workers, and humanizing, absolutely.
Support in the workforce, I don't think so. I think there is some, but there is a lack. It could be more. In my own perspective, everything is like, it's a production kitchen. So you have like, go, get it done. At the end of the day, if you need a certain amount of items, that's what you have to get. Unless you actually express your feelings, express to your boss, hey, burn down, what can I do? Like, do I need a break? I need more help, more support. I think that's the only way that you actually get someone to listen to you. Because if not, they see it, you're producing, but you're getting your work done, but inside you're like burning out, you're like frustrated. And those feelings will actually affect you eventually, or will let you be like the type of person with the kind of work that you would like to produce.
I was my own support system. I had to be, and that it's all a blur now. But in that moment, you don't. Like I said, I was like touching on what Maria was saying. You become kind of like a machine, and you're getting the work done. Because you have to. It's your job. Right. I mean, you don't have to. You can always leave, but if something is important to you, like my job is to me, I wanted to succeed and learn. I had to become my own support system and just teach myself and keep going. And it's looking back, it was very difficult. But now I'm glad it happened.
You have to find your support network. So I have found it through team building and creating a team around me that is supportive of each other. And I think creating that team mentality is very important for your own sanity and for your cook's growth and sanity as well. Currently I have a position that I do feel empowered in. I have good management who's giving me the resources that I need to succeed, but they're also very hands-off about it. They're letting me learn the way that I need to learn, which I think is a good style for me. Finding an empowering boss is very important, but also to be an empowering boss yourself is also key to finding that support system.
Building your own support system is learning from what has happened to you, learning how hard it is, and knowing you don't want to put somebody through that, even though it's a really good learning experience.
Break that cycle.
Break the cycle. Yeah, break the cycle.
Yeah.
And identify it before it happens, because you know when it's happened. You know when somebody's getting burned out. You see it, and you have to train yourself to stop it. To put the kibosh on it and say, okay, let me help this person before it gets too far down the line. And then they're unsalvageable, and then you have to fire them, and you have to hire somebody else, and then you have to go through the same cycle over and over. So it's training yourself to be smarter, work smarter.
Right.
Work smarter, and then your life does get easier somehow.
And now I have support, and I had a baby, and we talk to each other about things, and we go through this series of emotions, and like I said before, we're figuring this out together, and there's no reason to ever feel like you can't tell somebody that you don't know something. I don't think that's okay, because everybody doesn't know something at some point. You don't just wake up one day and you're like, I'm gonna be a chef. I know how to do this because I've been doing this for 17, 20, 25, 30 years. I know everything there is. I know people that have been doing this for 30 years and still just can't figure it out. And it's okay to admit that you don't know how to do like a P&L. We figured that out together. It's okay that like you maybe don't know exactly how to do your costing. It's okay that maybe like figuring out the numbers and getting exact numbers is not like something that's in your wheelhouse. That's why you find people under you who's like that can do those things for you. You shine at something and you figure it out. I figured it out, and we did it together because we were supportive of each other.
That's great.
I had support to push me forward, but I didn't have resources necessarily to make it happen. So we spent a lot of money, or we lost a lot of money rather, because we were doing things and making mistakes that were costly, but also we didn't have an option because I had 2 servers, a dishwasher, and Katie. And we have 42 seats, and we were doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, and and there were times where we were working 100 hours a week, and but it was just, you have to get it done, and you have to make payroll, and so trying to find the balance between all of the things that I learned from 1 degree, and then like all of just producing and having quality product, not just slopping stuff on a plate either. Like that takes work. We're breakfast and lunch, but we're not opening like frozen bags of French fries and number 10 cans. It's all scratch cooking, so that takes time, and then also having all of the unknowns. So we had a really good support system. Everybody that worked there was really invested and involved, and that stemmed from, going through all of this with them, but talking to them and having transparency across the board. I think we had the support, but it would have been so much easier had we had more resources, and like if everybody at this table was part of something where we had the opportunity to reach out and utilize the knowledge from everyone that's been through this already.
Information is not mine. I don't own it. It's not, that's part of the problem. I think that we've really developed these silos, is that it's, look at everything I've done, I've come to this point, I'm here. And it's really hard to break out of that when you're working so much, right? So we know a lot of things. We know that 1 in 10 managers in the food industry have a drug addiction problem. We know that the hours and dedication that it takes does not warrant time to have families. We know it's especially difficult for people that are female in the industry in order to overcome these barriers. We also know that on the other side, that when you're in middle management, what resources do you have to step outside? We also know that leaders in their positions, once they've used every resource internally, have nothing else beyond that gate and stay there because there's nowhere else to go. And I could go on and on and on and on about the things that I've listened to over the course of the year to go, gosh, we're stretched. The food industry is the last soldier standing because we're saying this is the way it always was done and this is the way it needs to continue to be, and we're realizing that this dividing line on any table is really saying that who's gonna walk across to meet? Because we could say, I'm here and I'm over here, but that's not gonna solve anything. And so Cooks Who Care is saying, I'm not waiting for something to happen.